Hello, viewers. We have reached our 12 weeks, which is our 90-day reset. We got through the whole thing.
That's right.
All right. And so weeks ago, I actually reached my weight goal earlier and then still made it to the 90 days, and we celebrated that. So
We did.
so we're going to share some pictures from my celebration and get into what does that mean? Like, where am I with this 90 days, and how does that work when you're setting a goal, and kind of navigating through that. And Eric has reached his goal. We've reached our 90 days. How does that feel?
Amazing. It feels so good to be able to finally reach the 90 days, of going through this entire diet. And the thing was that it was quite easy throughout with how easy the actual diet is. I mean, there were some challenging moments, some challenging times with a lot of temptation and a lot of cravings and so on. But, definitely it made it a lot easier knowing that it's simple. I can just go for something that is beef or a beef product. And that in itself, made it, the battle was pretty much already won that way.
It is, and the battle is in our minds, and there has been temptation throughout, throughout, and that's not going to stop. The temptations are always going to be there. The cravings are always going to be there. And seeing things around in your environments and socially and in your home, and the choices that you make to buy things in the grocery with other people in your home or kids. But like you said, the battle is in the mind. The battle is won because we feel that this is now our lifestyle. And that is the whole point of a growth mindset and changing habits, and being able to know that when you stick to something and you don't give up, you're winning no matter what. So no matter who you are, what your body type is, how long your body is going to take to adjust to a decision that you're making, if you don't quit, you're already winning. All right. So we did talk a lot about cravings from throughout. What would you say over the 12 weeks stands out to you? So number one is how easy, how simple and straightforward it is. And I think that's like one of your main things. Your reasons why is for your inner health, our health from the inside out, and to be able to live longer and have more vitality and fun with the family. And so what can you reflect on for the 12 weeks that you can share today?
For the 12 weeks, I reflect on all the good food that we've had. I mean, it's definitely delicious to have a nice juicy steak, to have eggs and bacon in the morning, and that food is just so delicious all throughout. So that definitely stands out. It's not a type of diet that you're dreading. Actually, the food you're gonna have, you're thinking, okay, well, I'm gonna have this plain, unflavorful type of food in order to reach my goals. But it's completely the opposite. It was something delicious, something that you can enjoy, something that is very satisfying as well when after a good meal of meat you're having, whether it's beef or you're having chicken or basically any meat product that you're having, it's satisfying and you don't feel any more hungry. So that's definitely something that stands out to me a lot.
Okay, cool. So I agree. If it's something if the diet you choose that is going to work for you, it has foods that you are going to be able to look forward to, like that's a win, right? And so a problem that a lot of us have is starting something. That's probably one of the hardest parts, right? Mm-hmm. Starting something and then sticking with it, and accountability, I think are three things that really helped getting started and then starting to battle through each of those weeks that we realized all of these, any setbacks or obstacles we may have, that we were able to get over. And so sticking with it and reaching the goal, how does it feel to complete something?
Yeah, it really sets a precedent for other things that you want to accomplish. say for instance, you want to reach a goal in something, that you've been wanting to study, and you want to go towards a direction in a career, or anything really becomes something that becomes more possible for you, because now you've set yourself up to know that I can achieve this, and I can set my mind up to accomplish something, and set a time frame in which I want to accomplish it. And that really is something that you can take on to other areas in your life as well. That's something that is really beneficial.
Yeah, excellent. So that is self-discipline, right? So applying self-discipline and achieving these goals is like all of these, a lot of character traits can be learned and can be worked on and practiced and achieved. And so this is so great. It's like you've unlocked a level of like Super Mario or something, right? Like you've unlocked a level in your life that now you're able to see, okay, well, hey, I can, because I'm able to do this, maybe I can do this in this area, and so on. So that is so great. And yeah, so before we move on to what's next for you, I can share too, these 12 weeks have been really great. I have personally never been on a diet before. I have always been someone that has been very healthy. And there's things though that even if you seem like a healthy person, or you're an active person, or you may or may not have bad decisions for food, we still don't want to lie to ourselves, right? Like we still want to make sure that, are we really taking care of ourselves? And even if you are someone who is somewhat healthy, or maybe doesn't need to lose a lot of weight, maybe you're someone who needs to gain a little bit of weight even, right? So in that respect, what is important is are you taking care of you as a human body, right? As a human being, and taking care of your organs, your blood, your physical makeup, and your mental health, and our emotional health. And all of this is going together with this reset. And we really needed one. We really needed a reset. No matter where you're at, you can start, right? And so I came to a point with Eric's decision in mind that I'm going to do this too. I'm going to do this because I've had enough, as well as the things floating around that I don't like about myself or how I'm treating myself. And so, there's a lot of self-care out there, like the catchphrase self-care, self-love, and so why not act on that? And so I've really enjoyed the last 12 weeks. It's been really great making these videos. And so what's next? Well, because I've reached my weight goal, now what I'm doing is I'm no longer going to look at the scale anymore. I'm going to be toning my muscles. So I have been exercising throughout. And we didn't really share much about that at all throughout the whole thing. We did have it in mind to share with you how we're working out, what our exercises are, but we didn't really have time to focus on that. So I've been doing mostly calisthenics. I do have weights and the Liebert bars, and Eric has been going to the gym, and now he's starting to do some home workouts. So my workouts were very, very minimal, very slow, but my approach was being consistent. So did I do it all 90 days? No way. No way, And so, of course, every week I started to do something. And the more that you do, even if you start with something small, the more that you do and you stick to it, just like the self-discipline, even if you do 5, bicep curls or 5 squats to start, as long as you stick with that, and then the next week you can add some more on, then you start to feel stronger. You start to feel overall healthier. We talked a lot about how our energy levels were very balanced. And I found that like with all of that, at the same time when we shared that with you, we were also increasing our ability to work out more and increase our workout regime. So now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to look at the scale anymore because muscle weighs more than fat. So then that's not going to work. So how I measure is like the clothes I'm going to be able to wear. And you could also physically measure with measuring tape, your arms and things like that. So if that's something that you want to do, I would recommend also taking measurements, even from the beginning, right? And yeah, so I'm really happy about that. I'm going to tone everything up and be happy to just even exercising itself is going to add such a great element to your day, especially for circulation and being able to continue with strength and endurance. So how would you say your workouts have contributed to your 90 days?
In a big way, they have strengthened me. They have given me more energy. It sets a motivation as well throughout the day. After a good workout and heading into work, I already felt that a big chunk of the positive things for my life already are done, and continuing on the days, that's just a bonus. So it really felt that putting that time in to invest in yourself at the beginning of the day, starting for myself, for instance, I started with a devotional, spent some time in the scriptures and the Bible, and also then moving on to my body, taking care of my body, and going off to work. So it really encouraged for the rest of the day a positive attitude and having a better outlook for the following day. Continue to invest more time into that. It's compounding really all these positive things in your life.
Yeah, that's great. And definitely we talked about before, that reminds me that we talked about mental clarity, right? So this diet did help with more energy and more mental clarity. Eric was not someone who was able to really but didn't really want to wake up, pop up out of bed, right? Like not a lot of people do, but that's something I used to be. Like I used to be a morning person, and then I have slower mornings. And can I do that? Sure. But I think like even setting ourselves up and making these choices to have our devotional, get our minds right, get our spiritual life and our hearts right, ready for the day, and then investing in yourself, like Eric said, is so great, because I felt similar, is that my workout area is actually right before my staircase. So it was very easy for me to stop myself and say, okay, I can't, like literally if you walk down the first step, then you're like, okay, I'm a big loser. Like not
walking away from your goal.
Literally walking by all my workout stuff to go down the stairs without working out is like a big indication to me. So it's not like I had to get myself up and go to the gym. It's right there to say, okay, you really have no excuse to stop here for 5 to 15 minutes and do something. And so that's also what helped me, is I made it easy for myself to kind of trap myself at the top of the stairs and do my workout. And so when I did my workout and I went downstairs to continue to give myself to everyone else, a homeschool teacher and the home and the pets and the husbands one husband, then so I felt really good that I was able to do something for myself, like you said.
Yeah.
Okay. So now what? Now we have you lost 32 pounds.
Yes.
Okay. So let's do the math. You were at 245. You lost 32 pounds. 47.
So yeah. So I would need to lose another 47 pounds. To me, it's great to know that it's no longer this almost halfway basically, but it's no longer a monumental thing. This mountain, I'm halfway up basically to reach the very top, where the ultimate goal is for the weight that I'm looking for. But the fact that the 90 days is complete, I think if you go ahead and if you are going to join into having the same diet or doing something positive in your life and you stick to it, once you reach that goal or you reach that set time that you have, it feels amazing.
Okay, so exactly. So seeing that perspective of kind of being almost half is, so we had micro steps that gave us our weight every day, gave us the visual of these micro steps and micro achievements that allowed us to be motivated. Now seeing after the 90 days that you're able to stick to 90 days is an achievement. And then now reaching almost half of your goal is also a big motivator. Cutting something in half helps you realize that that it's not as hard to really get there. Starting is the hardest part. Getting through these obstacles is really hard. So it basically, you can see the end of the tunnel now with 47 pounds, because if 90 days was about 30, then possibly we'll see what happens. You probably only need another 90 days, right? So we'll see, because then you're also going to be converting fat into muscle. And so that's where the weight, the numbers actually don't really matter as much. It matters more of his actual health and what makes him happy with where he's at. So that is really exciting. So is that something that you're going to commit to as a time frame? Is another 90 days and then go from there?
Yes. So now that these 90 days are done, I see the results. I'm really happy with the results. And also, I'm set for another 90 days moving forward to reach the goal overall of the weight that I'm seeking for, but also the kind of muscle that I want to achieve to gain. So that I'm looking forward to the next 90 days.
Okay. So I'm making this up right now. I actually, for me, what's next? I didn't have a what's next because I reached my weight goal, right?
Yeah.
So as you're talking, I'm processing and thinking and making this up right now is that...
It's dangerous. I commit myself to something now.
No, I will join you for the next 90 days.
What?
To reach some type of goal for the muscle toning, right? So I'll continue for another 90 days, and muscle toning, I'm going to have to figure out, basically it's just like where I want to be, how I want to look with, like, to what stage of muscle toning am I to kind of go to. And yeah, so I think I'm gonna stick with it, and probably on the carnivore, like the last the last level of it.
More of a keto then in that case?
I could. So yeah, so I'm thinking out loud right now with you guys. There is something called the keto carnivore as well. So maybe I could discover that and kind of see if that's something I'm gonna do. But as for a time frame, I can go for the next 90 days sticking with something. Why would I go back, right? Why would I go back to eating exactly the way before? Why would I do that? So that's definitely not something I'm doing. It's just like letting everything go and going back. So what do we do after you reach your goal, right? That's a huge question, because a lot of people make resolutions in January, or you make a goal and we don't stick to it. That's why this is such a big deal that we reached our 90 days, because when you're caught up in life with so many things and we don't reach these goals, we don't know what it feels like to reach something like committing to something so serious. And that's why we're doing these resets, right? So what's next for Eric? He's going to continue. He ain't going back. Okay. I ain't going back. And then I'm not going back, but I need to figure out what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do 90 days. I'm going to kind of like look at the keto carnivore diet and see how that is. And yes, please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more to come, which would be continuing to learn about the carnivore diet. I'm here to encourage you to be in good health. I'm going to be posting, like what we talked about was on the way home today was, like, what are we going to do for Christmas? So it's going to be our first carnivore Christmas, and we want to make something special. So during the month of December, I'm going to be putting out videos of the recipes or the foods that we have been making, just maybe individually. And we would like to do monthly check-ins of how we're doing for our next 90 days. So we'll do one check-in a month and let you know what's going on. And because we still want to give you foods and learning, and then our before and after pictures, which we will also add. Check in on where we're at with like my muscle toning goals, if I went on the keto carnivore, and we'll check in with anything that's going on with Eric's journey. And yes, so you have a message for our viewers?
Yeah, so if you were thinking of starting the diet, it's a great opportunity for you to do so, since we're gonna embark on another 90 days.
Excellent. So yeah, just let us know if you're starting out, and maybe we can help send you how to start with a PDF of some tips of how to get started. So while this is a video that's going to be up and out in the YouTube universe, but in progression, like this is in time, what we're doing next is a financial 90-day reset. So not only did we want to overhaul and reset our health, we want to reset and overhaul everything in our lives. So we are going to be embarking on our financial 90-day reset. And so I hope you can join us in those videos if that is something that you are interested in, or that if someone that you know that might want to follow us along on that journey as well. So we will see you in the next one. Bye.